So first of all, I agree with Nathan. You don't want to take notes, but I will say this. When I took the LSAT myself, I wasn't really aware of what I was doing in terms of reading, and I probably was not doing it as effectively as I could have. And then for so many years, reading comp teaching for me was just like, well, maybe try this or try that. It was a little bit of here and there. But now, when I read logical reasoning and reading comp, same thing. They're the same process in my mind. I know exactly what I want to do. And that is one, I want to visualize exactly what the author is saying. If I can read a sentence and then see what that person is trying to say in the world as I understand it, then I am totally confident, one, to move forward, and two, that I will be able to answer the questions, because images stick. I grappled with, I was like, well, should I take like a short note? There was times when I used to like put like one word next to the paragraph back when we could write, and I'm like, well, maybe that's what I should do to help remember. No, like I zone everything out and I just read that first sentence and I'm like, okay, dude, what are you trying to tell me? And if I get it and I can say it back to myself in my own words and I'm picturing it and I'm like, yeah, like, okay, I get what you're saying. Now let's go to your next sentence. Then I'm totally confident that everything else will fall into place. And what usually ends up happening is I spend a lot more time at the beginning of the passage. And by the end, I'm moving pretty fast because I'm totally with this person. Like you can start to really anticipate what they're going to say. And sometimes they go in a different direction, but you're like, whoa, okay, but yeah, okay, that's an interesting angle, but I get what you're saying, even though I didn't think you were going to go that way. There's only 15 sentences in these passages. That's my number one goal. I take 4 minutes all the time to read those passages. One other thought about that is that your ability to read a sentence and translate it into plain English that is accurate and complete is a skill that you just have to build up over time by continually trying to do it. The other skill you have to build up over time is your ability to, as you visualize what they're saying, like occasionally just step back and like see the big picture. Like, oh, okay, I kind of see where you're going. Because that's one thing in reading comp that's not really tested as much in logical reasoning, like the big structure, right? But it's much easier if you have that visualization in your head. And if you do one a day and you really own that passage, you're just going to keep getting better and better at reading.